forgot where I had to circle it. So I'm gonna have to lean over. I need to take my seatbelt off since I'm not driving. Tuck my earpiece in. So I'm going to talk about the book signing I had just to kind of relish the day. I was in Frankenmuth, which is an hour and a half away from Detroit, and everybody knows I hate driving over 10 minutes. But for book events, I do suck it up and do it myself. Sometimes, my husband, if he's not busy, if he's not doing a project or something, he will drive me. Or if it's an out of town or out of state kind of thing, he's doing all the driving. So in that regards, I get spoiled like that. But I am in Frankenmuth, Michigan, which is, if you don't know, it's the Christmas town of Michigan. And it's Christmas 24 hours, 24/7, 365 days a year. And they have this in the mall in Frankenmuth. They have this Charlin's Book Nook. I could be saying it wrong. It could be Charlin's, but it's Charlin's to me. Charlin's Book Nook. And every year they do about 5 different local author events. Now, what I like about them is that they have correlated it with outside events that are taking place around the mall. So we are inside of the mall and along the hallway of the mall, and it's usually about 25 to 40 authors. Some do all day, some do half day. I was actually supposed to do a half day. I actually planned, because I got off of work at 4 a.m. for my benefit job, and I kept wondering why I was feeling so rushed. But it was just basically because I was supposed to do a half day and not arrive till 3 and then go till 7, because the whole event was from 11 to 7, which means I had to leave the house by 7:45 to get here on time to set up and then be able to be on time to sell books at the event on time, which started at 11. One thing I do hate is that for one of my really pain points for authors who have events like this, authors who have author book signings, and you're with multiple authors, if there is an arrival time, please respect that arrival time. Do not come and arrive at the time the book signing starts. So actually, you got to read the room before you start asking questions, but hello to everybody. So you should arrive on time. You should set up on time before it starts. And you should be able to, especially at these events, be able to handle your own book sales. Now, what makes Charlin so different? Am I saying it Charlin or Charlin? Charlin Book Nook in Frankenmuth, Michigan. What makes them so different is that I love that you're in a bookstore or in a bookstore environment. So what happens is that when you get the customer to say, okay, I want to purchase this book, they go inside of the bookstore, and then they go inside of the bookstore, and then they pay for the book. So they usually can pass all the authors, pick up what books they want, and then walk into the bookstore and pay. I try to keep up with my own sheet, and then at the end of the time, they take a cut and they split a cut with you. Each bookstore is different that does events like this. So as a new author, if you have never done an event like this, be prepared to have a cut of your profits taken out of. And this one's pretty reasonable, but usually it's different types of splits depending on the bookstore. I've always been happy with the splits I've done with them, and so I usually tell people, don't be upset. Thank you very much, especially after being up since 4 a.m. this morning. Well, not really 4. I've been up since 6 p.m. yesterday, and I really only got maybe an hour of sleep, and then I had to jump on the road to get here on time today. So that's a nice compliment. I guess the exhaustion hasn't set in as of yet. So I am just doing an after kind of feeling of the whole bookstore signing that in like it was 25 to 40 authors all day. And I was here all day, and I would say I did pretty good, especially I think I was the only dark romance author here. It's no cost table, so anything you make, I guess, is more of like you're just trying to make your gas money back. So I would say I was able to get premium gas. So it's a premium gas event, guys. So yes, you will get paid for your gas. This is the second time I've done an event with them, and I would say that each time I have basically made my gas cost of driving out here. I don't know if you want to put a price on the time of the no sleep, but yeah, I am very happy all the time when I come out here and sell. And I love that, like, the people who, there were some people who had bought from me before, and they were out at the mall again. I don't know if they were out just for that event, but this was because I think last year I came in November. This year I'm in October, and it was one person who bought all my books on the table because I had a whole new selection than last year. So that was pretty cool in that regards. And they remember you. I like that they remember you, which I'm always shocked that when people say, oh my God, I've read all your books, or I've read all your catalog. But it was a couple of them that had read my ebooks and saw the paperback versions, and they got those. That was kind of cool. I had like 2 male readers who actually picked up. One picked up Chances, the other one picked up Dark Facade. But I think the one who picked up Dark Facade was getting it for his wife, because he said she reads those kind of books. So hello. So yeah, I just the overall feeling is it's a good feeling. And usually I don't feel like sometimes, a lot of times you do these events and you don't walk away with a good feeling, like, oh, I would never do this event again. I always walk away from this, and as my second time coming to Charlene's Book Nook. And if ever you're in Frankenmuth, Michigan, make sure you visit Independent Bookstore. Great environment, love the way the layout is, and love the way how they support local community, local authors. Is always important. So I always have a good feeling about this, and I'm glad that I do it every year, even though the drive is horrible to me. But if it's over 10 minutes, I'm in a horrible situation. I just hate driving. I guess I've done it for like kids for over 25 years. Now it's time for me to just drive myself. And I so want to get Oprah money so I can hire a driver to drive myself. You can even tell, like, you can hear the tiredness in my voice. I know you guys hear that because usually I'm an octave higher. My voice is like, I don't want to talk no more. But I would say, if someone asked me what are the tips to selling when you have to sell face to face, number one, of course, we're writers, so we are introverts. But when we have to become authors, you should be an introvert pretending to be an extrovert. You should be able to, like, explain your book, or explain a book. Explain the book in one sentence while giving a hook and catching them in a call to action. Sometimes if they're walking by for face-to-face events like this, you can always, you don't have nothing to say to them instead of just saying hi. And I like to stand up when I know I have possibly a potential reader. I stand up. I'll say, are you a dark romance suspense author? And I'm reading them, and I'm pretty good at it now since I've done it for so long. But if you're not, just say, hey, are you a reader or a writer? And they'll answer. Hopefully they don't say neither. That's horrible, because I've had that before. Why are you even over here then? But you can always ask the general question, are you a reader or writer? They'll say I'm a reader. That's great. And then I'll tell them my genre, what I write and everything, even though it says it like on my banner that's behind me. If you check out my Facebook, I have a picture over there, and I'll try to post it in our community post so you guys can see that as well later on. So those are the things that I would point out in doing it. Always have your own. Thank you. um I always have your own e-commerce. If they don't handle it, always be able to handle your own e-commerce. But in this case, in Charlene's Book Nook was hosting it, they were able to handle the all the payments and everything, and then at the end they split it with you, which is always cool. I mean, it was cool for me. I love the split. And then you should always carry your own tablecloth. Don't depend on them to have a tablecloth, because you want to kind of stick with the theme. People love coming to these events and just seeing themes, and that's what kind of draws people to my table, because you get a purple theme. I had lights. Like I said, check out the picture on my Facebook page, or in our Motown group on Facebook. But I had lights on my table, and actually I can run the lights on a rechargeable battery, and just have like little goodies. So instead of me having candy, I'll usually have either little TikTok boxes, and they're about this small, and they have one of my hashtags on it, the Seal Lit hashtag, or I have stickers. Or I'll have stickers, and then I'll have like, what else? I'll have stickers, and I'll have like different types of, what else? Oh, I have a bookworm. They can get a bookworm, with like my book cards in it. What else? I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff that they can pick up. So then it draws them to the table and they stay there. So you can pick up my book signing checklist on my Gumroad site at sylviahubbard1.gumroad.com, and it's a book marketing checklist that kind of helps you out whether you're a new author or an advanced author, to make sure you have all the stuff that you need when you come to these book signings, especially like author gathered book signings as well. I like I said, I do enjoy it, and I hope that more authors do this as well. So I'm gonna get out of here. So then you guys can, I hope you guys have a good night. I'm gonna get out of here and literally just yeah, it's a hard not like okay, I don't know what that is, but okay, I'm gonna get out of here. I see you guys are in your smelling yourself, I guess. And I hope you have a great day. I kind of just did this as a record for me to show like book marketing after the fact, and just getting a taste of relishing having a really good book signing. So I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you guys, if you are authors, have great book signings coming up. And I hope that if you are a reader, I hope you really support indie authors. That is very important, to not only keep the dollars in your community, but also support literacy in the United States. So you guys have a great night. Bye.